Hey there, everybody. In one of my previous videos, I showed off this cover for Sky Captain and the Art of Tomorrow, which is the art book from Kevin Conran about the pre-production art for the film Sky Captain and the World of Tomorrow. Great film. I just figured today I'd go through and I'd flip through the book a little bit. And what I want to do by showing you this stuff is encourage you to do two things. One is to find some way to watch the movie. If you like old film serials or that sort of thing, like the Indiana Jones stuff, the Rocketeer kind of stuff, which is a more modern take on the old film serials, or even just the old film serials themselves. If you like the old Fleischer Superman cartoons from the 30s and 40s, then you're just going to get a kick out of this film. It's really fantastic. And also, I kind of want to show off this. This is the novelization of the movie Sky Captain of the World Tomorrow. Something I picked up a while ago, just like this to show you, like, I really did like the movie. It's fantastic. It's a really good time. And second thing I want to encourage you to do is pick up this art book. It's really worthwhile. There's a lot of stuff in here about the making of the film, as well as just all the art that is in it from Kevin Conran. It really is a fantastic piece, but let's get into it. I'm going to put the cover aside here for a second. Really just, it doesn't show up on camera, but this book just feels nice. I mean, it's not, it just feels good to hold in your hand and flip through it, which not a lot of books, especially not a lot of art books, have that quality, unfortunately. This sort of stuff, like just a giant monster. It's more than just the film serials. There's a lot of like the 50s Atomic Age type, type B movie stuff that gets incorporated into the film. A lot of comic book stuff. I mean, it's just taken from everywhere and everything old, and the vintage antique science fiction type of stuff. They're making some plans. The original film was just, I think, maybe a 6 or 7 minute short that they used as a piece to show what they were capable of and make the movie. And the thing is, like, that 7 minute short, it got reproduced shot for shot when they made the actual film. So, they're identical except for the actors in the scenes. It's fantastic. Here is the Flying Fortress. This is right out of, this is pretty much the helicarrier from Marvel Comics. The one that actually appeared in the film looks a little bit different from this one. In the film, it looks a bit more like a steamship. Not like a steam, like an old aircraft carrier than this one particularly does. But you see, like, the influences on Sky Captain are obvious when you actually get into the film. Like I say, all this giant, like the Tokyo Monster movie type stuff. There's, due to budgetary constraints and like just at the time what they were working with, a lot of the big giant monster stuff had to get cut out. But like the giant robots, I mean, these are pretty much identical to the giant robots that are from one of the Superman cartoons, one of the Fleischer Superman cartoons. I remember that distinctly. But these show up in the film, not in this particular place, but these are in the movie. And one thing about those Fleischer cartoons, and this doesn't really have anything to do with the movie Sky Captain, but the comic book artist Jack Kirby, that was one of his first jobs as an illustrator, was working at the Fleischer studio doing the in-betweens for Superman cartoons. Now, that was before he even got into comic books full-time, because he was working on animation, he was working on animation in the 1970s. When he left Marvel, it was between DC and Marvel. He ended up going to Hanna-Barbera and working on some cartoons there, and he was working on Thundarr the Barbarian. But that has nothing to do with Sky Captain, really. Just look at this stuff. The character in the movie, Polly Perkins, is sort of that fast-talking girl reporter archetype that you see a lot in, like, a lot of the screwball comedies, kind of like His Girl Friday and stuff like that. But just absolutely, the Conrans, the two brothers, Kevin Conran and I'm blanking on his name. I think it's Brian Conran. They absolutely knew what they liked. They knew what they wanted. They knew what they wanted in the film. Just how to make that work and have all the pieces congeal into a solid whole. Like I said, I can't talk about the movie highly enough. It's just fantastic. It's so much fun. It's as if you took one of those old 15-part serials and edited it down into a 2-hour movie. It's just exactly that. I mean, it moves at that pace. It has that type of dialogue. You know, it just has better special effects than those old serials. And in fact, Sky Captain holds the distinction as being the first film filmed entirely on a green screen set. Now, that doesn't mean much to people now, but when this movie came out, which was, it had to be either the very late 90s or the very early 2000s, I'm thinking maybe 2000 or 2001 when this came out. There were 2 movies filmed entirely on a green screen. There was this, and then there was Beowulf. That was it. But this one, the production schedule on this one just barely has it edging out over Beowulf to be the first movie shot completely on green screen. So all the modern movies, they owe their shirts to Sky Captain because they were pushing ahead and pioneering stuff, doing things that had never been done in films at that point, as far as the CGI and the special effects that were necessary to make this work. Look at this stuff. This looks like Johnny Thunder and Thunderbolt, that old comic book. If anybody reads Justice Society of America, you know what I'm talking about. Just absolutely everything in here. It's fantastic. There's some, I mean, like the Insane of the Incredibles. It must have, whoever was designing the drill for the Underminer at the end of the Incredibles movies must have seen this. But this whole aspect here comes straight out of a comic book from the 40s. I mean, I guarantee, I'm pretty sure I've seen the comic book that this comes from. Everything, man. So much, like, the overall idea for the scope of this picture initially must have been absolutely huge. I mean, I know when you're pitching something, you're always going to pitch more than is going to be given to you, and which is going to be more than you can actually deliver. But just, you know, everything in the kitchen sink, and it works. It's just absolutely fantastic to look at. Like the giant robots, right out of a Fleischer cartoon. I mean, you can't even deny that's where it's coming from. Ray Harryhausen stuff. I mean, that's straight out of Sinbad. They're talking like comic books, like mythology and comic books. Thor, a giant brain, Sword in the Stone type stuff. Absolutely fantastic. This is a funny story about in the film, the numbers on Sky Captain's plane, if you read them mirrored, they form out Polly, which is the name of the on again, off again love-hate relationship he has with Polly Perkins, the reporter. And there's a thing in here. Kevin Conran had this idea. It came to him in a dream. He jumps up in the middle of the night and he writes it down, the thing for these call numbers, and he gives it to his brother. And his brother shoots it down. He's like, "No, we're not doing that. It's stupid." Blah blah blah. They get to set. They're just a couple days before actually filming any of the scenes with the airplane, and the two Conran brothers are talking with Jude Law, who plays Sky Captain in the film. And Kevin Conran just absentmindedly he mentions like, "Man, I wish we could still do that thing with the plane with the numbers." And Jude Law's like, "What are you talking? What numbers?" And Kevin's forced to reveal this idea that's been shot down, and Jude Law goes, "Well, that's fantastic. That's the movie right there." And Kevin Conran's brother was just seething. He's forced to go with it now because the lead of your big motion picture thinks it's a brilliant idea, but he's just like, "Man, I could strangle you right now." Yeah. But yeah, here's the Flying Fortress here. It ended up being more like a traditional type of aircraft carrier, cargo vessel type thing, which was good because it looked too much like the helicarrier from the old Marvel comics. Like that it just wouldn't have fit. It wouldn't have looked the same. The helicarrier is too 1960s as compared to what they're going for in this movie. It's like, you see, I mean, stuff like this was really over on that end of it. Well, like I say, this book is fantastic. The movie's great fun. You can track it down and watch it just any way you can. But that's all I got to show you for right now. So I'll see you later.